I am Lights Camera Jackson and welcome to LCJ Live. Today is Sunday, August 21st, 2022. Don't forget to send in your questions and your comments. We got a lot to talk about with box office, new movies coming out, some television, some sports news, sports blending with television, and my exciting new book that's coming out soon. All of that and more. So let's get right to it. Your number one movie is Dragon Ball Superhero. That's right, that's your number one movie with $20.1 million. Another victory for anime. I am not surprised that it won the weekend. Not only did I not think that Beast was going to do exceptionally well, it did okay, not exceptionally well, but you look at some of these past movies like Dragon Ball Super Broly, which came out a few years ago, had about a $20 million open, a $31 million total. Demon Slayer, which came out last April of 2021 up against Mortal Kombat, did very well. So these anime films, the fandom comes out in force weekend number one for these movies. And that is the case once again with Dragon Ball Superhero. Yes, $20.1 million is a very good open. It's a good open for August at a time when a lot of people and a lot of theater chains are getting a little concerned about how attendance is going to be over the next several weeks. This is good news. It's good news that a strong weekend. We had Bullet Train with $30 million at the beginning of August, and Bullet Train did okay this weekend as well in its third weekend. And then last weekend was a little underwhelming overall. A lot of movies made small amounts of money, and that was the case again as you look down the chart here in a second. But a $20 million open in the third weekend of August is pretty good. I think theaters should be happy with that. And Beast is your number two movie, $11.6 million. Not bad, considering it was going to struggle to make 10 based on what was coming in Thursday night and Friday. I saw it Thursday night. There were about 15 people maybe at my showing. It had made $925,000, 4.3 after the day and a half. Looking at maybe 10, maybe 10 and a half, 11 and a half. Clearly, some more people went to see it last night and are going to go see it today. I hope the drive-ins did well. Some drive-ins around the country had both Dragon Ball and Beast. So if you're a drive-in that had both, including the Malta drive-in, congratulations. Hollywood drive-in had Beast Friday and Saturday. Malta drive-ins got both Dragon Ball and Beast. I think drive-in's doing very well this weekend if your weather is nice in parts of the country with these top two movies, earning a combined $32 million for the third weekend of August. That's not bad at all. And then you add $8 million more onto that with Bullet Train. Bullet Train's third weekend, $8 million. It's at 69. It's going to pass Morbius, just like where the Crawdads Sing did for Sony. Morbius is going to drop to fourth for the year for Sony on that chart, as Bullet Train will pass that very soon. Top Gun Maverick, $5.9 million. It's at 683.4. So it needs $17 million to get to 700. It's on Digital Tuesday. It's not on DVD until November 1, but it's on Digital Tuesday. Will it earn another $17 million, particularly by Labor Day? I don't know. I think it's going to be close, but I think Paramount really does want to hit that $700 million milestone. So we'll see if it can get there. Super Pets, as of this moment, Warner Brothers has not released how much money DC League of Super Pets made this weekend. It's probably going to be somewhere between $4 million and $6 million. We'll see if that result comes in as we're here on LCJ Live. But Super Pets, trying to see, it tried to beat Top Gun last weekend and it couldn't really do that. We'll see how much money Super Pets made this weekend. It's in the mid $60 million range for box office gross right now. Thor: Love and Thunder, another $4 million. It's at 332. By the way, talking about Paramount and Top Gun, I tweeted this morning, Paramount's top 5 movies combined for the year, it's their second biggest top 5 ever, only behind 2008. Now, Top Gun Maverick makes up 61% of that top 5 gross, but you still had The Lost City do well, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Scream, and Jackass Forever. Back in 2008, Paramount had Iron Man, then 3 weeks later, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, then a couple weeks later, Kung Fu Panda, and then at the end of the year in 2008, they had Madagascar, Escape to Africa, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Those 5 movies combined still make Paramount's biggest top 5 movies of the 21st century, but not far behind 2022. We'll see if it can beat 2008. Nope, with another $3.6 million, it's at 114 for Universal. Minions: The Rise of Gru with $3.5 million. It has now hit $350 million, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. And It is only $18 million away from getting to Despicable Me 2. Now, at this point, I don't think it's going to get another $18 million, unless it has some strong showings through Labor Day. But families are going to go to DC League of Super Pets as well. So I don't think it's going to get to the $18 million that Despicable Me 2 made in 2013 and The Secret Life of Pets made in 2016. But still, Illumination getting $350 million for Minions, especially since Sing 2 only made $163 when it came out at Christmas time. Wow. You look at that difference, it's huge. So congratulations to Universal and Illumination on $350 million for Minions, The Rise of Gru. $3.2 million for Where the Crawdads Sing. It's at 77.7. It will pass $80 million. And Bodies rounds out your top 10 with another $2.4 million with a $7.4 million total. Outside of the top 10 this weekend, Elvis made another $1.5 million or so. It is going to beat The Great Gatsby, Baz Luhrmann's previous movie for Warner Brothers. It's going to get to 145 at least. I don't think it'll get to 150, but it will get past 145. And Orphan First Kill, the new horror film from Paramount, they released this on Paramount Plus. They also put it in about 400, 500 theaters. Made $1.7 million this weekend with about the same per-screen average as Beast-ish. A lot of people online wondering why Paramount didn't make this a wider release, doing the simultaneous debut. They didn't want to put it out in more than 300, 400, 500 theaters. And a decent per-screen average. The horror fandom, even though only 1.7 million, still came out for Orphan First Kill. New horror movie this weekend called The Invitation from Sony Screen Gems. That is in theaters. And then Barbarian from 20th Century comes out September 9th. So you've got a couple more horror movies over the next few weeks. Some of the movies that are coming out this week include Breaking. I have seen Breaking. John Boyega is in it. Now, I can't really give my opinions totally until tomorrow, but I will say this. If you're looking for something to see in the theaters next weekend, go see Breaking. John Boyega is very good. It's a powerful story. It's dramatic, it's intense, it's emotional, it's heartbreaking. The title of the movie was originally called 892. I'm not going to tell you why it was called that, but it was changed after it premiered at Sundance in January and Bleecker Street picked up the distribution rights. And it won this special award at Sundance for the acting, for the ensemble acting, which I agree with. The ensemble is very good in this. And Bleecker Street decided to change the title from 892 to Breaking. Why they did it, I'm not sure. There's a few reasons why. Maybe they didn't want 892, why they chose Breaking. There's a few reasons for that. But it's a good film. It is. And some strong acting. Breaking. It's in the theaters starting Thursday. Also in the theaters starting Thursday is The Invitation and 3,000 Years of Longing. We had Idris Elba in Beast, which I didn't love. I reviewed that with Mike Sargent on Too Fast, Two Films this week. New episode coming shortly to toofast2films.com. We reviewed that. And a film called Squeal, which is on VOD and digital. It's about a guy and a pig and some weird stuff happens. We review Squeal and Beast on Too Fast, Two Films. But anyway, 3,000 Years of Longing, another Idris Elba movie. Also Tilda Swinton. And it's from George Miller. And they're advertising this from the director of Mad Max Fury Road. He won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Director for that. Also won the Oscar for Happy Feet for Best Animated Feature. The buzz when this was shown at film festivals was not very strong, but maybe the George Miller fandom will still come out for 3,000 Years of Longing opening Thursday. In select theaters starting Friday is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story in Imax, the latest re-release. We've had a lot of re-releases already, and we've got more on the way with Jaws and Spider-Man and Avatar, and we've already had E.T. and Grease for Olivia Newton-John. So now we've got Rogue One in IMAX, and it's going to show us a sneak preview of the Andor series for Disney+. So that is going to be in theaters. So if you're looking at what's number one next weekend, here's the thing. Dragon Ball is probably going to have a big drop. If Dragon Ball drops down to maybe $6-7 million, I would be surprised if it goes lower than that, but I won't be surprised if it's at about 6 or 7 million, unless people are going to see it for a second time. Dragon Ball may not be number one next weekend. And then if Beast drops 50%, that's about 6.5 million. These new movies, Breaking and The Invitation, 3,000 Years of Longing, maybe The Invitation wins with like 8 million. I don't think Breaking's going to do exceptionally well because a lot of people don't know it exists, but people should go see it. 3,000 Years of Longing, I don't think it's going to do spectacularly. So The Invitation could win with about $8 or $9 million. And that's my thought as of right now heading into next weekend. which would be really interesting. And people are going to go, oh my gosh, end of August, summer, theaters are dead, we're dead, it's nobody's coming. And then you have something like Top Gun Maverick, which everybody's been saying, can Top Gun Maverick actually return to the top spot of the weekend box office? Can it actually come back at number one? 5.9 million this weekend, even if it has a small drop and goes down to 5, I'll be surprised if that's enough to make it number one. And then Labor Day weekend, we have a couple movies coming out, but not blockbusters. It's going to be a really interesting time. A lot of movies out that are not going to make a lot of money. They're going to make a little bit of money that'll add up to a small pie, basically. It's going to be cut into slices that are small pie overall. At this point, I don't think Top Gun will be number one again, but if Paramount has a huge marketing campaign they want to push, even though it's on digital, and say, come see this one more time before the end of the summer, come see this over Labor Day weekend, then maybe it can be number one. That'll be interesting. A couple movies debuting on streaming services this week include Me Time, which is Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg on Netflix. I'm going to be checking that out soon. Also Samaritan on Amazon Prime Video with Sylvester Stallone. I'm going to be checking that out as well. Going to get into my thoughts on the Tom Brady news in a second, but before we get to that, this is my new book. It's called My Very Rocky Christmas, and it's out perfect for the families for the holiday season, inspired by actual events, and I'm really excited to share this with all of you. And Rebecca Rem, the artist, very talented artist, gorgeous illustrations I can't wait for you to see. Now, you can get this fall, but guess what? You can pre-order it now. Pre-order My Very Rocky Christmas. Go to shoptbmbooks.com. Again, that's shoptbmbooks.com. Pre-order My Very Rocky Christmas, a Rocky the Rock Quarry, and a portion of every book will be donated to the Nature Conservancy's Plant a Billion Trees campaign. This book has a lot to do with nature and trees and rocks, and I don't want to give it all away, but trees are so important in all of our lives, and a portion of all the proceeds of each book will go to the Nature Conservancy and the powerful Plant a Billion Trees campaign they're doing. So shoptbmbooks.com for My Very Rocky Christmas. Thank you to everyone who's already pre-ordered and for your support of my very first book. It has been a passion project for quite some time, and I'm so excited to share it with all of you. Let me get to my thoughts now on Tom Brady. Now, I had some things I was going to say here on LCJ Live today, even before the latest news that Tom Brady and Gronk were supposedly this close to going to the Raiders. And that would have been very interesting and would have changed a lot. Before I get to that, DC League of Super Pets, $5.8 million this weekend. So they've decided to go just behind Top Gun Maverick. $5.8 million for DC League of Super Pets. It is at 67.5. By the time we get to Labor Day, maybe it makes a run at 80. I don't think it can get higher than that at this point. So there we go. So Tom Brady and Gronk could have gone to the Raiders, but here's the other thing I want to talk about. They're saying, why is Tom Brady not at practice? What's going on? He's at a scheduled period of time of him not being there. What's happening? There is a theory online that he is part of The Masked Singer on Fox, and I think it's a good theory. I think it's a very good theory. You have shows like this that are filming right now, going to be on in the fall. Tom Brady going to be an analyst with Fox whenever he's done playing football. Masked Singer's on Fox. Gronk and some other players and friends of his were already on The Masked Singer. And the team knows when he's coming back. It all sort of makes sense. Now, if in fact Tom Brady is filming The Masked Singer, he's going to get asked this question a lot this season, and he has to keep this a huge secret. It can't get out there. Fox is going to try all they can to not get this out there that Tom Brady is in fact on The Masked Singer. And maybe if he gets all the way to the end and is the winner of The Masked Singer, and if that's revealed early, that's going to blow the whole season of The Masked Singer for everyone on Fox. It's one of their most successful shows still, and they want the viewership, they want the ratings. But if this is the case and the secret gets out, nobody's going to be happy. So that's, it's a pretty good theory that Tom Brady is secretly filming Masked Singer right now. Now, he's also behind this movie, 80 for Brady, with these legendary actresses like Jane Fonda and Sally Field, I believe. And, who's in it? Rita Moreno, Lily Tomlin. This 80 for Brady movie about these 4 women who go see Tom Brady play. And he's going to play himself, and he's a producer on it. Supposedly that movie filmed back in March. in California. My other thought was, well, maybe he's filming this movie and he has to be on set for a period of time. That would sort of make sense. But filming began in March for 80 for Brady, so it really isn't this. I'm thinking he's filming Masked Singer. So we'll see what happens. But if that gets out there, like the Rudy Giuliani news got out fairly quickly for the Masked Singer, they can't keep everything a secret on that show. This gets out there, that is going to shake up the fall season for Fox and the show, and Brady playing and all the analysts asking him about it every week, and him probably laughing, chuckling, smiling, and having to avoid it. That's going to be really interesting. So we'll see if Tom Brady actually has been secretly filming The Masked Singer. There we go. That's my thought. By the way, I've got my friend Globey here with me today. I thought I'd bring out Globey for LCJ Live. Next Sunday, when we're back here at 12 p.m. Eastern, we'll see which of these movies wins the weekend. It's not clear yet, but if my gut's telling me The Invitation, with about $8 or $9 million. So if it makes more than that, it makes more than 10, great. The headlines are still going to be, oh gosh, end of August, abysmal. Gosh, and Cineworld decisions being made. AMC, much more optimistic than Cineworld right now when it comes to what's on the way, audience attendance. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And I will also be just a little bit older when we're back here next Sunday as well. So keep it to my social media. That's Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, YouTube.com/LightsCameraJackson, and the website lights-camera-jackson.com. Don't forget to go to shop.tbmbooks.com to pre-order your copy. Your signed copy. Everybody who pre-orders is going to get a copy signed by me and Rebecca Rem. Shop.tbmbooks.com for my very rocky Christmas and a signed copy. I am Lights Camera Jackson. Thank you for watching LCJ Live. Stay well, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.